From portals after a thunderstorm in Australia and a flickering sun over America to a mysterious cross in Kazakhstan and spirals that appear where they should not. On March 4th, 2024, a strange object was noticed in the sky, and even the newsrooms could not get clarity. At 1929, eyewitness Steve Aragona was walking with his children and neighbors when he saw a white dot. Then, the object split, and a huge smoky ring remained in the sky. News 4 reached out to an aerospace professor. It looks like an ordinary rocket with a booster separation. But that is where the most suspicious part begins. On the same day, SpaceX had a launch in Florida at 1856 Eastern Time, that is, at 1756 Central Time. It turns out this would have been an hour and a half before Steve filmed the footage at 1929. At Vandenberg Base in California, they told News 4 that the timing does not match. They contacted Space Forces on both coasts, and they in turn contacted the base in Florida. There, they said, it is not theirs. So what Steve saw remains a mystery even a year later. Trenton, New Jersey, December 8, 2024. A doorbell camera catches a strange object gliding over the southern part of the city. From afar, it looks like an airplane or a very bright drone. But when it flies closer, for a fraction of a second, an oval, rainbow-like capsule shows up in the frame, and right after, a white sphere, as if pursuing it. There are no official explanations. And this is only the prologue. It gets hotter from here. Nummer 1. In another clip, shot literally in the same area, while the red ring from the previous segment dissolves somewhere 5 blocks away, a rotating round object appears above another street. It blinks, hangs in the air, and then flashes and disappears. At first, viewers blamed a meteor, but a second angle convinced many. This does not look like a fall. Since then, the community has leaned toward the version of an alien drone, and so far, no one has argued against it convincingly. A welder knows the price of sparks and molten metal. You cannot accidentally reproduce that. But nature, it seems, can weld too. In the video, 2 rocks from which sparks fly and glowing metal drips, just like during welding. An important detail: the author is wearing protective gloves. These are not ordinary stones, but ores, rocks with a high content of metals. Most likely, they were connected to a battery or another power source. Hence this magical effect. In Rich Valley, Alberta, Canada, right before 1900 on July 2nd, 2025, during a thunderstorm, Ed Party and his wife Melinda saw a huge ball of light about 20 feet above the ground. They managed to film about 23 seconds, and the fireball vanished. Ed described the object as a slowly moving bright blue sphere with a diameter of about 2 meters. The video was reviewed by Frank Florian, Director of Planetarium and Space Sciences at TELUS World of Science in Edmonton. Sometimes plasma can linger in place. If plasma takes the shape of a sphere, this is called ball lightning. According to him, the recording is a truly rare and strange case associated with severe weather conditions. Most likely, it was ball lightning, a dangerous and extremely rare phenomenon. An unusual sight of 7 suns stunned residents of Chengdu, China. In July 2024, a woman named Ms. Wang filmed this rare moment from a hospital, and the footage instantly spread across the internet. The suns looked real, each shining with different brightness, but there was no celestial miracle. It was an optical illusion. From a different angle, they already saw 4 instead of 7, experts explained. The effect was created by sunlight passing through layered windows. Ice crystals in the air could also have played a role, producing so-called mock suns, sundogs. The phenomenon is extremely rare, which is why it is so mesmerizing. A passenger flight, a view from the porthole, along the surface of the Earth, stretches a perfect shadow, as if someone drew a global line right on land. Of course, this is not a real equator. The most sensible explanation is a shadow from an especially dense contrail, or a chemtrail, high above the ground. Sometimes dense cloud walls cast similar shadows, if the light and angle coincide. On January 4th, 2025, in the sky over Kazakhstan, many noticed a huge luminous cross hanging over the city center. From different points, it would sometimes fold into an X, and sometimes clearly resemble a cross, hence the torrent of interpretations. The simplest explanation is pareidolia. The brain fills in familiar images in the random play of light and clouds. But as often happens, heavenly symbols launch endless debates. Some saw in it a sign of the times. Tiny, but if there are many of them, the picture is apocalyptic. Tyler Leo films a giant swarm at the gas station by the Weissmart Marina in Cedar Bluff, Alabama. He wanted to fill the tank and retreated. The insects covered everything around. These mayflies hatch en masse near Weiss Lake. They do not bite and live only 2 days, but in that time, the swarm can fly up to 80 miles. Impressive and frightening at the same time. You throw a twig down, you expect it to fall. But at one waterfall in Vadodara, India, in the west of the country, everything is the opposite. A guy throws chips of wood, and they are lifted upward. Then, he hurls a whole stick. It flies past him, as if catching an invisible elevator. It is simple. A powerful updraft at the foot of the waterfall creates lift. If the object is lighter than the thrust, at first it is carried upward, and only then it falls. In Scandinavian myths, Bifrost is a blazing rainbow bridge between the world of the gods Asgard and the world of humans Midgard. And now, 2 clips of a rainbow bridge, filmed by eyewitnesses in California. The first, from July 10th, 2025. A bright rainbow streak crosses the night sky over the Parkmer area. The incredible footage was linked to the aurora, but the second clip may have shown the source of the phenomenon. Rainbow strokes clearly appeared and passed over California like a stream of light. There is no unambiguous explanation. Some speak of a light show. However, according to the FAA, directing such powerful beams into the sky is prohibited because of air traffic, and nothing higher than 5 meters is allowed without their permission. So, is this a bridge between worlds or a unique atmospheric effect? Share your versions. Bright blue and green lights suddenly flared over Canada. They moved strangely, with no system at all, and witnesses immediately began to construct versions, from a rare extraterrestrial phenomenon to something not yet described by science. Experts, however, noted, "We do not know of natural phenomena with a moving ring of colored lights in such a bizarre order." Then what was it? Share your theories. The picture was just too unusual. A mysterious clip. Deep in the forest, an ecologist noticed strange thermal spots on a device and went to check. The system did not deceive him. During the day, in an open area, he stumbled upon a glowing prismatic star. The closer he came, the hotter it got. At a distance of 9 to 10 feet, it became really hot, and the phone began to glitch. The explanation would be simple if there were something mirror reflective nearby. But around there is forest, and this version was rejected. The 24-second recording remains one of the most mysterious. The night sky over Kuala Lumpur turned into a set for a strange phenomenon. Out of nowhere, a perfect round cloud appeared. It hung motionless, as if in defiance of ordinary air currents. People filmed it on their phones, marveling at how long this object held. But the solution is simpler here. This is lenticular cloudiness, and the light is just the moon, not a UFO, as people first thought. On June 24, 2025, around 2000, a strange glowing spiral was noticed in the sky over the United Kingdom, Ireland, and part of Europe. The figure slowly twisted and dissolved. Experts linked it with a SpaceX rocket launch that took place several hours earlier during the day in Florida. Supposedly, frozen fuel remnants in the upper atmosphere formed the spiral. But because of the time difference between the launch and the observation, many viewers online remained suspicious and did not quite believe the explanation. The recording you're about to see is shrouded in mystery, and here is why. A surveillance camera in an unknown suburb recorded on August 1st, 2019, around 1815, how a glowing sphere slowly descends toward a garage. It pulsed at equal intervals. There is no sound. It is CCTV, but if the object had been noisy, someone would have gone out to check. By that time, people are usually home. Only the date and time are known, and the clip appears only in a single compilation. The original source could not be found. That is why the case seems even more enigmatic. In the next fragment, the author claims to have filmed a UFO trying to break through the dome. The firmament, or celestial dome, is a mythical shell around the Earth. In the video, the unidentified object seems to strike an invisible surface, and bright blue plasma spreads across it. The craft tries to escape but only skims along the surface and disappears into the night. Number 9. Relaxing by a hot tub, Colleen McCormick noticed something strange in the sky over Pembroke, Massachusetts. The 8-second clip shows a rapidly falling object. Colleen managed to film it on her phone. Some decided it was a medevac helicopter moving away into the distance, but the Federal Aviation Administration refused to comment on third-party videos. The Pembroke police had no reports of debris, nor did the fire department. It was filmed on June 25, 2025, and to this day, there is no clear explanation. In this incredible footage, dozens of white smoky rings, as if crawling out of the clouds. They move so slowly that it seems they are standing still. An explanation appeared. Supposedly, there is a volcano erupting beneath them and exhaling rings of smoke. But no mountain is visible under the clouds, and there are too many rings. So the source of this strange spectacle remains unknown for now. TikTok user Robert King, on June 29, 2025, films a glowing white sphere over London. It moves, not like a star, and not like an ordinary consumer drone. People are bothered by something else. After the mysterious sphere in New Jersey, similar clips began to pop up around the world more and more often. Coincidence or a new fashion of the sky? Why does grass in places turn into a trampoline? Tourists step on it. The ground under them moves in waves. There are two explanations, and both are down to earth. The first is soil liquefaction. After heavy rains, water turns a soil layer into a cushion. The second is classic for fields and golf courses. Leaks from sprinklers and irrigation pipes create pockets of water under the turf. The result, you step, and under your feet is a spring. This happened on July 4th. At Imperial Beach, California, people look at the sky and do not understand. The sun seems to flicker like a lamp. A woman on the pier explains in Spanish what she is seeing, and she does not believe it herself. And it is not the camera. You can hear exclamations around. Others also notice the pulsation. It was filmed for Independence Day 2 years ago, and a definitive explanation has still not been found. The next clip stumps not only us, but also the residents of Yanggu County in China. In 2022, a black fog was filmed above a body of water. Birds freely fly through it and around it, while it stays in place and seems to wait. It stood for a while and dissolved. What it was and whether it was anything at all, it is still unclear. In 2021, residents of Samoa and Fiji raised their heads and gasped. A glowing spiral unfurled over the islands. Viewers immediately posted the footage online, hoping to hear a reasonable explanation. An American astronomer linked the phenomenon to fuel remnants of a Chinese rocket launched during the day on June 21st. Supposedly, the exhaust froze in the upper layers of the atmosphere and stretched into a shell. Comments split. Many considered the version too convenient. Rockets often vent fuel, but such a perfect spiral is rare, so the skepticism is understandable. A few months ago, NASA published an impressive video of Earth, astronauts repairing a spacecraft against the backdrop of the blue planet. Only viewers were much more hooked by something else. In the frame, downward toward Earth, goes a huge shapeless object, white-gray, standing out sharply against the background. There are lots of versions. The most down to earth. It could have been a lost protective shield of the shuttle. But as usual with NASA clips, a simple explanation attracts mysteries. Some are sure it is a UFO. What do you say? Canada, British Columbia. The exact lake was not named. They say it is either Emerald or Okanagan. The water seems to break. The waves do not crash but freeze into crests and roll over like a glitched picture. It looks unreal, but the physics is honest here. This is a standing wave, or an oscillation in which the shape of the peak changes over time, but its position remains the same. The illusion is strong. No wonder it is called a glitch in the matrix. If you see this, run and call specialists. This is not a cloud and not fluff. In West Java province, Indonesia, workers from a renewable energy enterprise rushed toward an object, and they did the right thing by wearing masks. In front of them was caustic foam, household detergents and effluents mixed in the reservoirs, and the wind tore off a cap of foam and dragged it around the area. The smell is harsh. It is dangerous for people. Do not touch and do not play with it. This is not marshmallow air, but chemistry. At first, it seems that they are filming ordinary clouds, but take a closer look at this fragment. Instead of melting together with the others, a clump goes its own course, and in the opposite direction at that. The version about a camouflaged ship sounds beautiful. The rational one about different altitudes of layers and apparent speed explains a lot, but the counter movement remained a question. This clip was posted by a woman from Arizona named Daisy, and arguments immediately began. An optical trick or something more? On June 9th, 2025, around 1900, she noticed a dark silhouette in the sky and tried to zoom in on her phone. The quality is so-so, but you can see as if someone is walking through the air. In places, the movements of legs peek through. The illusion of a mirage in a city is unlikely. And then, how to explain the steps? A convincing answer has not yet appeared. On the night of June 28, 2025, over Los Angeles, strange dark objects converged at one point and hovered. There were many witnesses. The videos were shot from different places. Requests flew to the FAA, and silence. We do not comment on third-party videos. Neither city services nor authorities reported anything. This only teased the public. There are lots of versions, zero confirmations. Before you is a case after which you want to remind once again, electricity is not a toy. Somewhere in California, a person was setting up a metal ladder, did not secure it, and it drifted toward a power line. At the moment of shorting, a high current went through the ladder and the circuit closed through it. The result? Melted metal, drips, black spots on the ground. Fortunately, the author was far away. The latter is a pity, but it is a vivid safety lesson. A stranger with a covered face posted a video that gives viewers goosebumps. The girl chooses a spot and slowly lifts off the ground, hovering as if gravity does not exist. And that is not all. The stick in her hand also obeys and rises along with her. Skeptics speak of tricks, editing, thin wires, but she is alone. Around there are trees and a trail. If you know the trick, write in. It is a beautiful mystery. A humanoid figure, but it glows like red-hot metal. And this is during the day. Somewhere in Russia, several neighbors film a red person not far from the houses, and they cannot believe their eyes. A popular explanation for distant glow is autokinetic effect, diffraction, scattering. But all that is usually about night and points of light, and here it is the middle of the day. The figure is moving and at the same time seems to maintain a plasma silhouette. That is why the clip is so agitating. Shenyang, China. Residents see a giant column of light, as if a ship is descending from above. In reality, an optical trick. A skyscraper hides in the fog, and sunlight reflects from its windows so that it seems a vertical pillar of light has descended from the heavens. Does this look like a natural cloud? In January 2023, a saucer-shaped object hung over one of the Turkish cities. Locals watched it for about an hour, and it disappeared. Meteorologists quickly sobered up the debates. This is a lenticular cloud that appears in strong winds over hills and mountains. The mystery is removed, but the impression remains. In the middle of Pakistan's Thar Desert, footage that is hard to forget. A river of fish crawls over dry sand. The video went around the internet last year. The explanation is logical and sad. The channel of a nearby river shifted abruptly, and thousands of fish were left on land, frantically jumping in search of water. During an Earth flyby, NASA astronaut Nicole Hayes captured a giant red sprite, a rare upward flash from a thunderstorm over Mexico and the southern United States. The shape is like a jellyfish, branching tendrils of light spread from a cap. Such phenomena are classified as TLE, transient luminous events in the upper atmosphere. Nicole, pilot of the SpaceX Crew 10 mission, participant in Expedition 72 and 73 to the ISS, took the shot on July 3, 2025, during a pass over a powerful storm system covering North America from California to Texas. Sprites come in different scales. The largest rise to an altitude of up to 50 miles, about 80 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Residents of Turkey witnessed a phenomenon that literally stunned them. At night on January 27, 2025, people observed strange bursts of white-blue light, spreading in a bizarre spiral. Then from one point, waves ran in different directions, like two fronts moving away from each other. The UFO version was almost immediately rejected, while the hypothesis about Project Bluebeam, many recognized as the most likely. Watch the clip and say what you think. It quite could have been a heavenly portal. In the sky over Moscow, a simple shape, a perfect ring, staged a real drama. Some filmed in delight, others spoke of omens. The truth is duller but more illustrative. A transformer nearby sneezed, and the smoke from the discharge rose and formed a closed ring vortex. An experiment with a burner and a smoke ring shows perfectly how it works. What ended up on the recording shocked viewers, but it surprised even more those who posted the footage. A strange incident hit a surveillance camera in Western Australia around 21:30 in 2019. During a thunderstorm, lightning flashed, and right then a huge round portal seemed to open in the night sky. It appeared immediately after the flash, and within a few seconds, moved out of the frame. Probably no one would have known about it if the police of the city of Broome had not taken the recording from a camera on the south side of their station. The publication of the video sparked an online storm, and even 7 years later, no clear explanation has appeared. That is all for today, friends. If you enjoyed the episode, and you want to see something similar or perhaps a next part, then leave likes, write comments, tell your stories, and subscribe to the TopFacts channel. And right now, watch our previous top episodes that have already appeared on your screen.